You wake up. The ground is cold beneath you, not a mattress, not a floor. Stone packed with ash and grit. Your eyes open slowly. Smoke stings them first, then the cold air after that. Where are you? You try to sit up. Your body responds, but it does not feel like your body. Your arms are thicker than you remember. Your chest is broader. Your hands, when you lift them in front of your face, are wide and powerful, the fingers short and calloused. You flex them, they obey you, but they are not yours. Whose are they? A fire crackles a few feet away, low and orange, throwing shifting light across a low stone ceiling. You are in a cave. The smell hits you next, wood smoke, wet earth, something like roasted meat, and underneath it all, the unmistakable scent of animal hide. You look down. You are wearing it. Stitched fur wraps around your torso, tied with thin strips of leather. Your breath fogs in the cold air rolling in from somewhere outside. You are not in your world anymore. You can feel that even before you understand it. Voices echo from deeper in the cave, low, guttural, full of consonants you cannot place. You turn toward the sound, and your neck moves differently than you expect, your head sitting forward on your shoulders rather than stacked neatly above your spine. Two figures emerge from the firelight. They are built like you now are, stocky and dense, with heavy brow ridges shadowing deep-set eyes. Their faces are wide, their noses large and prominent. One of them looks directly at you and says something low, almost a question. You do not understand the words, but you understand the tone. He is asking if you are all right. This is the moment it settles in. You are not human, not the human you were. You have woken up as a Neanderthal somewhere in Ice Age Europe, perhaps 40,000 years in the past. Your mind, still carrying fragments of your old self, scrambles to make sense of a body engineered for an entirely different world. Why does your body feel so strong? Researchers studying Neanderthal skeletal remains have long noted something striking. Anthropologist Erik Trinkaus, who spent decades analysing Neanderthal bones, found that their limb bones were dramatically thicker and denser than those of modern humans, evidence of bodies built for raw physical power, not for the marathon endurance early modern humans relied on. You feel that now, in your own thickened forearms, the way your muscles sit closer to the bone, coiled and ready rather than lean. This was not a body designed to run prey into exhaustion across open plains. It was a body designed to get close enough to an animal twice your size and finish the fight quickly. You rise to your feet and your balance feels different, lower, more centered. One of the figures hands you something. A spear, but not like you imagined. The tip is stone, napped into a sharp triangular point, lashed tightly to a thick wooden shaft with sinew. It is heavy in your new hands, heavier than any modern weapon you can remember. You realise, holding it, that this was not built for throwing from a distance. It was built for thrusting, up close with force behind your whole body. A question rises in you. How did anyone survive like this? Close-range hunting against creatures like woolly mammoths and cave bears should have been a death sentence. And, in a way, it was. Researchers examining Neanderthal skeletons have documented an extraordinary pattern of healed trauma. Fractures to the skull, ribs and arms. Injuries strikingly similar to those found in modern rodeo athletes who repeatedly come face-to-face with large, dangerous animals at close range. Paleoanthropologist Thomas Berger, working alongside colleague Erik Trinkaus, first proposed this comparison after noticing how consistently the injury patterns matched. You are standing inside that statistic now. Every scar on the body you are wearing might be a story like that. The two figures gesture for you to follow them deeper into the cave, then out through a narrow opening into the daylight. Your eyes adjust slowly. The cold hits you immediately, but you do not shiver the way you expect to. Your body holds heat differently. Snow stretches in every direction, broken only by dark stands of pine and the distant grey outline of mountains. The air smells impossibly clean. Somewhere far off, something large moves through the trees, you cannot tell what. One of the figures beside you raises a hand, points toward the tree line, and says a word, sharp and clipped. You feel your new body tense instinctively, weight shifting onto the balls of your feet, grip tightening on the spear. Whatever this language is, your body understands it, even if your mind does not. How is it possible that you can sense danger before you can name it? Scientists studying the FOXP2 gene, a gene closely tied to language and speech, found that Neanderthals carried a version nearly identical to that of modern humans, discovered through genetic analysis led by paleogeneticist Svante Pääbo and his team at the Max Planck Institute. The implication reshaped how an entire field understood Neanderthals. Speech, communication, complex coordination, these were not exclusively human traits, they were shared. You can feel it now, standing in the snow, understanding rhythm and urgency, even without translation. The group moves as one, fanning out silently around the edge of the clearing. You follow, your new legs carrying you with a stability you did not expect. Low to the ground, sure-footed, even on the ice. A shape emerges from the trees. Massive, dark. A bison, easily twice the size of anything you remember from your old world. Breath steaming from its nostrils as it grazes through the snow, unaware of you yet. Your heart pounds. Whose heart is this? You do not know anymore. Time blurs as the group begins to move, slow, deliberate steps spreading into a loose half-circle around the animal. No one speaks now. Hand signals only, quick gestures you somehow understand without effort. You realize with something between fear and awe that you are about to take part in something that demanded extraordinary courage. Cooperative hunting like this, scientists studying Neanderthal sites across Europe have argued, points to social structures far more sophisticated than the brutish stereotype that once defined them in the public imagination. The bison lifts its head. It has noticed something. Everything stops. What happens next will determine whether you eat tonight or whether you become another set of healed fractures on a skeleton someday found in a cave wall. The animal bolts and the group moves instantly, shouting now, driving it toward a narrow gap between two boulders. You run, and your body knows exactly what to do even though you do not. Spear raised, eyes locked, every muscle coiled toward a single purpose. There is no room here for hesitation, no time for the part of you that still remembers a different life. There is only this moment, this cold, this animal, this spear. The hunt ends in a blur of motion and noise you can barely process, and when it is over, you are standing in the snow, breathing hard, spear lowered, the group around you erupting into low sounds that might be relief, might be celebration. Someone claps a heavy hand on your shoulder. You realize in that instant that you survived not because you were strong alone, but because you were part of something. A group, a family, a community built for a world that demanded constant vigilance and constant trust. That night, back in the cave, the fire burns low and warm. Meat roasts over it, and for the first time you taste it, rich and smoky, shared without hesitation among everyone present. You watch the faces around the fire, lit orange, etched with lines and scars and history you cannot read but can feel. Researchers analysing dental wear and isotope evidence from Neanderthal remains, including work by archaeologist Amanda Henry, have found that their diet was far more varied than once assumed. Plants, seeds, even cooked starches, alongside the meat that defined them in popular imagination. You understand, sitting here, that survival was never only about strength. It was about adaptability, about a community willing to share what little they had. As the fire dims and your eyes grow heavy, a strange thought surfaces from somewhere deep in your borrowed mind. You came into this body afraid, certain you had woken into something lesser, something primitive, something other. But sitting here now, fed, warm, surrounded by people who fought beside you and shared with you without a second thought, you are no longer sure that word, primitive, ever applied at all. Your eyes begin to close. The fire crackles softly. Somewhere outside, the wind moves through the pines, and the last thing you feel before the darkness takes you again is not fear. It is belonging. You wake up, and for a moment you are not sure which life was the dream.